Hey everybody, it's Ben Hodges from BH Drum Academy. Welcome back to the Level 1 series. We're going to move on with our next lesson, and we are talking today about warming up on the drums. So just like any sport or athlete or any kind of competition you do, warm-up is an integral part of any game, practice, or workout that all these athletes do. And drumming is very, very similar because drumming is a very physical instrument. We use our arms and our body and our legs and even our mind in order to play the instrument with the best capacity that we possibly can. So warming up is an essential part of playing the drums. You have to kind of consider what drumming really takes, right? We got things like cardio. It takes coordination. It takes using your reflexes, muscular endurance, elasticity, confidence, speed, control, and probably so many other things that I'm missing. So in order for us to get the best out of the drums, all of these pieces need to be working on full power. And so in order to do that, warming up is our best chance in order to get all those things awake and ready to go. Our central nervous system comprises of our brain and our spinal cord. And our brain really is the control center for everything. So we have to get our nerves and our brain and our pathways all firing and warmed up, ready to go, so that our neurons can fire as fast as they possibly can. So basically meaning our brain can talk to our muscles in our hands and our feet as quickly as possible. It's kind of like pretending our nerves are like highways of information. If they go unused, they become pretty cold. And like I live in Winnipeg, so we have winters here. And if roads don't get used and don't often get plowed, then chances are they'll get icy, covered in snow. But with warm up, like having the sun or plowing the snow with a snow plow, we can clear all these pathways and these highways stay nice and clear and awake. And so we heat up these roads so that the ice melts off of our nerves, and then we can be able to use them as much as we can. And information can freely pass back and forth between our nerves and our brain and our body. So today, these exercises are designed to warm you up for drums. We're designed to warm up our body and our mind collectively for all of this. So feel free to take any of the exercises that you learned today and add them to your own routine. I know lots of drummers and even if you ever pay attention to professional athletes, everybody has their kind of special warm-up routine. What one person does to get ready for something is going to be different than what another person does. I've known drummers to have specific routines in order to get ready for a show or a gig. I've seen them practice on a practice pad in the back. I've seen drummers stretch. I've seen drummers do jumping jacks in the back. And even gone as far as seeing some people just sitting in their car and listening to music and the songs they're going to be playing before they do it. So what I have done is I designed these exercises for you that you can feel free to add to your own routine. And these are things that I do for myself, and plus among some other things that are completely personalized to me and whatever show that I'm doing. But feel free to take these exercises and put them as your own. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is going to do some hand warm-ups. And so we're not even going to actually play the drums yet. We're going to be stretching and warming up our hands and our wrists because we're going to be using them predominantly the most. And so this is something that's great. Something that also might be helpful on top of doing the hand warm-up before you do the hand warm-ups is running your hands through some warm water. Not scalding hot water, not ice water, but even some warm water. It's nothing worse than playing drums with cold hands. So that's something that might even loosen up your muscles and your joints even quicker before we get doing these hand warmers. But we're going to do all of these exercises that I'm about to show you. Do them along with me. We're going to do them each for 20 seconds on both sides. So follow along as best you can. I've got my phone timer set up here to do 20 seconds for each exercise, and then it's going to switch to the next exercise. So follow along with me and do them with me as you go. All right, so let's get started. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to take these drumsticks and you're going to take one hand and you're just going to twist them back and forth at a fast rate. So spinning back and forth on 20 seconds. Now try and get the tip of the drumstick to go completely one side to the other holding both drumsticks in one hand. Now switch sides. Left hand. Going back and forth. Now, if you don't have drumsticks, you can grab another object and use this. A rapid motion, spinning the drumsticks around. Very good. Now put the drumsticks down, place your palms pointing up, and take your fingers and pull them down towards the floor. So you're really stretching the top of your wrist here. So pulling your fingers back and just holding here. Try and keep the elbow nice and straight. Holding on to the tough part of your fingers. Shake out the hand after 20 seconds. Let's switch to the other side. Palm facing up, pull the fingers down. This stretch feels really good. Quite often we forget to stretch our wrists and stuff, so they can get quite tense, especially if you don't stretch and you play a lot of drums. Really good. Very good. Okay, moving on to our next stretch. Go back to the right hand. I want palm facing down, and now I want you to take your knuckles and I want you to press the hand down into the floor. So just pressing on top of the knuckles. So you're kind of bending your wrist down. So your palm, make sure your palm is facing down. Now we're stretching the opposite side of our hand. After 20 seconds, shake the hand out. Do the other side. Press it down. And I'm not pressing on the fingers here because that's going to make it bend. I want to press on the hand above the fingers, just above the knuckles. I'm not pressing too hard. Remember, pain is not something we want. We don't want pain. It should not hurt. Very good. Shaking out both hands. Now I want you to take your hands like you're riding a motorcycle, and we're going to draw circles. So we're going to draw circles for about 10 seconds on one way. Closed fist, squeeze your fists together, and now go the other direction. Squeeze your hands together, pretend like you're holding some coins in your hand. Don't drop the coins. Very good. All right, go take your right hand, take your thumb. I want you to do like the thumbs down logo, and I want you to pull the thumb down towards you. So you're pulling the thumb towards your body while you're doing the thumbs down logo. This is actually stretching the big thick muscle right in the palm of your hand. You're gonna feel that. Remember, you should not feel pain during this. Switch to the left hand, thumbs down, take the thumb, pull it down. You're gonna pull to a stretch. Sometimes you might crack a knuckle or two, that's okay. Try not to do too many of those. Just air pockets in your joints moving. Hold that stretch and shake out the hands. All right, now take your drumsticks again. Take the right hand, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one end of the drumsticks and push and hold a twist. Now switch sides. Take the other end, twist the other direction. Very good. Shake the hand out, switch to the other side. Hold that left hand, take one end, spin it all the way around until you're pushing the drumsticks in the opposite direction. Rotating our wrist. Switch sides, grab the other end, twist it all the way around. Starting to loosen up now. I can notice my range of motion's a bit better. And shake the hand out. And our last stretch of our hand ones is take both hands, palms towards you, and I want you to bring one hand in towards the chest and the other hand towards the chest, so that we're gonna end up with our palms facing the opposite direction. And we're just gonna hold this stretch here. This is a difficult one. Very good, and release that stretch. So again, just that last one, just to demonstrate it really quickly, we're gonna be bringing that one hand towards our chest and pressing it down, while the other hand is also gonna be doing the exact same motion. And it's gonna twist our hands opposite. So one thing lots of people do is they just kind of go back and forth with these, and they go opposite direction, and so on. So kind of a twisted one. So those are some hand movements that you can do in order to get your hands and your wrists nice and stretched up. So now we're going to move on to our next part of our workout, our warm-up, pardon me. Well, it is part of the workout. Warm-ups are part of the workout. Now we're going to actually get to play some drums. So let's get myself, I'm going to get myself ready to go, and we're going to get started. All right, now we're going to do something called a drum kit warm-up. Now, ideally, you would have your drum kit ready to play, and sometimes that might be harder when it's you're at a live show or something, but you can do the same thing on a practice pad if you wish. If you have that capability, or multiple practice pads, or even different surfaces. I played on the staircase one time to do this. But since you're at home, since you might be at home and you're watching this series, chances are you have your drum kit all ready to go. So we're going to get started. Now, we're going to kind of combine a little bit of what we did in the last lesson. The last lesson, we did rudiments. And rudiments, again, were just patterns that we play. We played some singles, we played some doubles, and we played some paradiddles. So we're going to bring those three rudiments back to here for the warm-up this time. But instead of playing on one drum, we're going to play on multiple drums. In fact, we're going to be playing on a floor tom, a rack tom, and a snare. And that's the main pieces that we're going to be playing. And if we feel comfortable enough, we can actually add some kick drum and some hi-hat along with this as well with our feet. So we're going to combine our feet and our hands. And basically what we're doing is we're warming up our coordination muscles, and we're warming up our programs in our brain that's going to tell our hands and our body to move along. Now, what you need for this is you need your drum kit, and you need some drumsticks, and a metronome. You need a metronome. Now, if you haven't printed already your workbook, please make sure you do print it out, because the exercises that are on the sheet here will have a BPM tracker. So it has a chart that has the list of beats per minute that are recommended for you to play. Remember that you want to start slow and build your way faster gradually. You'll know you're ready for the next level when you can play comfortably and easily with comfort. Your body's not getting tense, you're not gripping the sticks hard enough, too hard, and you're able to aim and hit center of the drum without many mistakes. Okay, that's how you know you're ready for the next level. So there are three exercises that I'm going to teach you that you can add to your own routine. The first one is singles, the second one is about doubles, and the third one is about paradiddles, just like I was talking about with the rudiments. Now, let's start with exercise number one. Now, all of these exercises, all three of them, in fact, are going to involve the three drums I talked about: the floor tom, the snare drum, and the rack tom. The pattern that you'll be playing for all things today is you're going to be doing 4 hits on the floor tom, 4 hits on the snare drum, 4 hits on the rack tom, and then 4 hits again on the snare. So 4 on the floor, 4 on the snare, 4 on the rack tom, 4 on the snare. Okay? Looking at the exercises, they're all in 16th notes. All in 16th notes. So they're counted 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. So when you hear the beeps of the metronome, the beeps are actually going to be on the 1, 2, 3, 4. You're not going to hear a beep on beep, 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 beep. You're not going to hear that. Okay? So you have to keep time, and this is a chance for you to practice. Keep your timing and your reaction time as you play on the drums. Okay? Now, you'll notice on the exercise sheet, there are 3 levels that you can choose from. There's level A, level B, and level C. Level A is what I consider to be slightly easy, or the easiest of the 3. Level B is kind of in the middle, and level C would be considered to be the hardest of the 3. They're all the exact same exercises, but what you'll notice is level A is playing without any pedals, so it's just the hands. Level B is with just the kick drum, just like that, and level C is using kick drum and hi-hat. And you're doing that while you're playing on the drums. So it's going to be a little complicated. So I'm going to demonstrate, especially for the first one, I'm going to demonstrate what all 3 feel like. Now, I'm going to be going, the first time, I'm going to go with 40 beats per minute. 40 beats per minute. And I'm going to start with just hands first. I'm going to do level A. And I'm going to do each of these exercises, I'm going to do for 1 minute long. Okay, 1 minute long. So I'm going to stay nice and slow for 1 minute long. Level A of exercise number 1. Now, if you look at the exercise, I'll look at the exercise on the screen here. The exercise is all singles. The pattern is right, left, right, left. Okay, so the first group of 4 is going to be in the floor tom. And then it's going to go to the snare. And then the rack tom. And then back to the snare. And then this whole pattern is going to repeat itself. Okay, so floor tom, snare, rack tom, snare. Floor tom, snare, rack tom, snare. Okay, let's give this a try at 40 beats per minute for level A of exercise number 1, playing singles. One, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that was 40 beats per minute. And you can see kind of the metronome is very slow. So it's going to challenge your brain to make sure you stay on time. So once you get that pattern of how the 16th notes go, 1 E and 2 E, and it gets a little better. Now we're going to move to level B. Same idea, but this time, every time there's going to be a count, like on the kick drum. So it's going to be every time there's a 1, a 2, a 3, or the 4, I'm going to add a kick drum. Okay, so it's 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and so on, okay? So you're going to hear the kick drum being played along with the toms. Let's give that a show. I'll show you what that looks like. One, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that is level B. Now the last level, level C, is going to be with a kick drum and a hi-hat all together. So it's going to be alternating, kick, hi-hat, kick, hi-hat. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So every time there's a number, it's the kick drum. Every time there's a and, it's going to be here. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. All right, it's going to be a little more challenging, hence why it's called level C. Okay, so we're going to do 40 beats a minute, one more time for 1 more minute to show you what that looks like, and then I'm going to show you what it's like at a faster speed. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Challenging, isn't it? It's very, very difficult to get going. And it's on purpose to challenge you so that it really forces your brain to really put a lot of power into it. So give that a try. Now, remember, you have level A, B, and C to pick from. So pick one that you know that you can handle. I would just start at the level A, see how you do there, then you can progress to level B and C eventually as well. But eventually the goal will be to try and get to level C to accomplish that one on purpose. So that's a pretty good challenging one. Now I'm going to show you what it's going to be like to do level C at a faster BPM. So I'm going to do level C one more time at 80 beats per minute to show you what it's going to be like. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo! That's a fun one. That's a fun one to do. And you can, if you were watching kind of how my hi-hat and my feet were working together, it was kind of just they're on their own kind of world. And my hands were also in a different kind of world. So once you notice you'll notice it gets easier when it just becomes more natural to you. So that's a level that you want to work towards, but it's something that's definitely a challenge for you. So it might be a little too hard to add the feet to it. So I recommend start at level A, where it's hands only. And then you can add hands and 1 foot, and then eventually get to level C, hands and 2 feet. Let's move to exercise number 2. Now, exercise number 2 is the exact same as was before, except now it's doubles. So now we're doing doubles. So same pattern, floor tom, snare, rack tom, snare, but now it's doubles. 2 on the right, 2 on the left. Now, same idea before. You can pick your level. You can pick level A, you can pick level B, or you can pick level C. You choose however you want to do it. So in this, and for the purpose of this exercise video, I will not demonstrate level A and level B. Instead, I'm going to go right to level C so you can see what they look like. Now remember, you don't have to follow along with the feet and the hi-hat individually. You can pick your level A, B, or C. But right now, I'm going to choose level C just for demonstration purposes and the purpose of this lesson so that it doesn't use a lot of time on the film. So this is exercise number 2. We are doing level C, and I'm going to be starting at 40 beats per minute, nice and slow. Now remember, you can just choose to watch whatever pieces you need to, hands especially. So doubles, 2 right, 2 in the left, same pattern. Here we go. One, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that is 40 beats per minute. Now we're going to pick up the speed. We're doing doubles, same pattern, exercise number 2, level C, except I'm going to do 80 beats per minute this time. One, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. A little more challenging as you get to faster. I even noticed when I started, I was starting to feel a little tense. So when you start to feel that little bit of tension, you know you're approaching your limit. So it's okay to peel off a couple beats per minute and practice that again. So now let's work on exercise number 3. And exercise number 3 is paradiddles. Paradiddles around the kit. Now again, you can choose level A, level B, and level C. And of course you have your choice of metronome speeds. Remember what a paradiddle is. A paradiddle is right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Okay? Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Same patterns before. We're starting on the floor tom, snare, to rack tom, back to snare. So right, left, right, right on the floor tom. Left, right, left, left on the snare. Right, left, right on the rack tom. And then left, right, left on the snare. Okay? Now, for the purpose of this exercise, I'm going to stick to level A, just so I want to make sure you understand how the hands work. So I'm going to do it 40 beats per minute, and then I'm going to work towards 80 beats per minute on level A just itself. And then if you want to be adventurous and try level B and C on your own, you absolutely can. Quite a lot more challenging when you add to the paradiddles, and it's probably by far one of the hardest exercises in the entire series is level C on the paradiddles, but I believe that you can really give it a try and something to work towards. So let's do level A at 40 beats per minute, or exercise number 3, paradiddles. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that was 40 beats per minute. Let's speed it up and go 80 beats per minute. Again, still level A on the paradiddles. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Couple extra notes on the floor tom there. But anyways, so that is 80 beats per minute, and you can see it gets quite a bit faster. So feel free to try level B and C at your own risk. It's quite more challenging when adding a kick drum to each one of the new areas. Level B is a bit more doable. Level C, when you start alternating, can be quite tricky. But with quite a bit of practice, you can definitely get them no problem. But remember to work slow and build your way up. You'll notice that the BPMs only go up by 5s now to match that level. So remember, you're trying to avoid any tension when you're playing. Now, this was warm-up. These are exercises that I do for getting ready for shows. It helps me practice my accuracy, practice my timing, practice my speed, and now I can definitely feel a little bit of warmth in my body as I'm starting to play the drums. And it gives you some chance to do that and kind of get your rhythm for moving around the kit properly. So I hope these exercises have been very, very helpful for you, and you get to add some things to your practice regime for warm-ups. Definitely an integral part of all drumming, especially if you want to be at your best and you need to perform very, very well. So that's it for the warm-up routine. Now let's move on to our next lesson. See you in the next one.